Have you ever told your kid, don't talk to strangers, only to watch them immediately hug the delivery guy? We've all been there. Welcome to the Rising Parent Podcast. Today's episode is 6 ways to teach kids about tricky people, child safety, and boundaries. I'm Tim.
And I'm Edna.
We're ditching the outdated stranger danger myth and giving you real empowering strategies to keep your kids safe without terrifying them.
Exactly. It's all about teaching boundaries, trusting their instincts, and spotting safe adults. Let's dive right in.
You know, Edna, this is one of those topics that instantly makes parents tense up. It's scary to think about.
Oh, absolutely. It's terrifying, but that fear often makes us rely on old habits, right? Like just shouting stranger danger every time they wander 2 feet away at the playground.
Right. And, well, let's just be honest here. We know from our early childhood education background and our coaching sessions that stranger danger just doesn't work in the real world.
It really doesn't. And before we get too deep into the psychology of why that is, just a quick transparent reminder, we do use affiliate links in our show notes. If you click on any of the resources or books we mentioned today and make a purchase, it helps support the show at no extra cost to you.
Yeah, we always want to share the best tools we find with you guys. So going back to that stranger danger concept, it's actually point number 1 on our list today. Drop the stranger danger myth.
Yes, let's break down why this is so flawed. When we tell kids to fear strangers, we're giving them a really confusing message. To a preschooler, a stranger is just a vague concept. A stranger could be a scary monster, or it could be the friendly cashier at the grocery store who hands them a sticker, right?
Exactly. Kids are literal. If a stranger is nice to them, they suddenly think, oh, this person isn't a stranger. They're my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, the statistics, which are grim but important, show us that the overwhelming majority of child abuse cases involve someone the child actually knows, a relative, a family friend, a coach. If we only teach them to fear strangers, we leave them completely defenseless against people they recognize.
Which is why shifting the language to tricky people is our second major strategy. This is huge. A tricky person isn't defined by whether the child knows them or not. They're defined by their behavior.
I love this distinction. How do we explain a tricky person to a 5-year-old?
Well, you keep it simple. You say tricky people are adults who ask kids for help instead of asking other adults.
Oh, wow. Yes, that is such a critical rule.
Right? Think about it. Back when we ran the daycare, we had a little boy, let's call him Leo for privacy reasons. And Leo was the sweetest, most helpful kid. He loved carrying things, holding doors.
Oh, yeah, the ultimate helper.
The ultimate helper. And his parents were worried because he would talk to anyone. So during one of our coaching sessions, we worked with them to teach Leo this exact rule. They told him, Leo, safe adults do not need a kid's help to find a lost puppy. Safe adults don't need a kid's help to get directions. They ask other adults.
That is such a clear boundary.
It really is. And the other trait of a tricky person is someone who asks you to keep a secret from your parents. We teach kids that surprises, like a birthday present, are okay, but secrets are not. Tricky people ask you to keep secrets or break family safety rules.
That perfectly leads into our third point, which is teaching bodily autonomy. You cannot protect a child from tricky people if that child doesn't realize their body belongs to them.
Mm-hmm. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Seriously, we see this breakdown in communication all the time in our work with families. Parents will tell us, my child doesn't know how to stand up for themselves. But then that same parent forces their toddler to hug Aunt Sally at Thanksgiving, even when the toddler is pulling away.
Right. You're inadvertently teaching them that their physical boundaries don't matter if an adult says otherwise.
Exactly. If we want kids to confidently say no to a tricky person, they have to practice saying no in safe environments first. They need to know that their no carries weight.
Yeah, and there's some fantastic resources to help with this. One that we recommend all the time is a board book called C is for Consent by Eleanor Morrison.
Oh, I love that one.
It's so good. C is for Consent normalizes the idea that kids can choose whether or not to give physical affection. It gives them language like, no hug today, how about a high five? It really sets that foundation early.
And it takes the pressure off the parents, too, because you just read the book together and the book does the teaching.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered dropping stranger danger, identifying tricky people, and bodily autonomy. Before we jump into point number 4, which is a big one about safe adults, let's just take a quick second.
Yes, let's do that. We want to quickly remind everyone that new episodes of the Rising Parent podcast drop every Monday and Friday. So make sure you're subscribed so you never miss out on these conversations.
And also, we wanted to share a bit of our heart with you. We created this podcast to help families navigate these tricky parenting waters, but also to raise funding for our nonprofit mobile food bank, Selfless Outreach.
Yes, if you are finding value in this episode, or if our show has helped you in any way, please consider donating to Selfless Outreach by going to selflessoutreach.org and hitting the donate button.
Every single donation helps Selfless Outreach serve the underserved in our communities. We truly couldn't do it without you guys. And don't worry, a link to Selfless Outreach will be provided right in the show notes for you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for the support.
All right, let's get back to it. Point number 4, identifying safe adults. If we take away stranger danger, what do we replace it with when a child is lost?
This is where we teach kids who to look for. If they get separated from you at the zoo or the mall, telling them to look for a police officer is fine, but how often is a police officer actually standing right there when you need one?
Rarely.
Rarely. So we teach them to look for a safe stranger. And a great rule of thumb is to look for a mom with kids.
Yes.
Women with children are statistically incredibly safe and willing to help a lost child. Another option is someone with a name tag working at a cash register. We teach them to go inside a store to a counter rather than wandering around the parking lot.
I remember doing a coaching session with a family. Let's call them the Hendersons for privacy reasons. And they were going a cross-country road trip with 3 kids under 7. They were terrified of rest stops. We helped them establish a safe adult network for their kids. They actually went to a local grocery store and made it a game out of it. Can you spot the person who works here? Can you spot a mommy with a stroller?
Oh, I love that. Making it a game completely removes the fear factor.
It really does, which ties beautifully into point number 5, role-playing scenarios.
Yes, you cannot just have one serious sit-down conversation about tricky people and expect a 6-year-old to retain it.
Right? We talked about this 3 years ago.
Exactly. You have to practice it. Muscle memory is real, even for communication. When kids feel that uh-oh feeling in their tummy, that instinct that something is wrong, we want their brain to automatically know what script to use.
So what does that role play look like?
It should be casual. Maybe you're in the car or eating dinner and you say, hey, what would you do if an adult you didn't know came up to you at the park and said they lost their dog in the woods and needed you to help find it?
And then you let the child answer.
Right. And if they say, I'd help them look, you don't freak out, you don't shame them, you just gently correct them. Remember, safe adults don't ask kids for help, they ask other adults. So you would say no and run to find me.
And you literally practice yelling no.
Yes, give them permission to be loud. We spend so much time teaching kids to use their inside voices and be polite. They need to know that if they feel unsafe, the rules of politeness go out the window.
Absolutely. And another great resource for this, if you're struggling to come up with scenarios, is a book called Some Secrets Should Never Be Kept by Janine Sanders.
Our Janine Sanders is brilliant.
She really is. Some Secrets Should Never Be Kept is specifically designed to help parents talk about body safety and safe versus unsafe secrets in a way that doesn't terrify the child. It is such a gentle, empowering read.
I highly recommend that one too. It gives them the vocabulary they need.
Okay, so we're at our final point, point number 6, and this is one of my absolute favorites because it is so practical for families, establishing a family safe word.
Oh, the safe word. This is a game changer.
It really is. A family safe word is a secret code that only you and your kids know, and you use it in emergencies or if someone else has to pick them up unexpectedly.
Right. So if a tricky person pulls up in a car and says, "Hey, your mom was in an accident. She sent me to get you," the child knows to ask, "What's the safe word?" If the person doesn't know it, the child runs away.
Exactly, but it's not just for extreme situations like that. It's also for when your child is in a situation where they feel uncomfortable but don't know how to escape gracefully.
Like a play date that's gone weird.
Yes, we worked with a family. Let's call the teenage daughter Maya for privacy reasons. Maya was at a sleepover, and the older siblings at the house started watching a really inappropriate, scary movie. Maya was super uncomfortable, but she didn't want to look uncool in front of her friends by calling her mom to complain.
Peer pressure is so tough in those moments.
It really is, but because they had a family safe word, Maya just texted her mom the word pineapple.
I love it.
Right? And the mom immediately knew. The mom called Maya's phone 5 minutes later and said, "Maya, I am so sorry, but Aunt Karen is in town unexpectedly, and I need you to come home right now for family dinner." The mom took the blame, Maya got out of the uncomfortable situation, and saved face with her friends.
That is brilliant. It gives the child an eject button without the embarrassment.
Exactly. But again, you have to practice it. You can't just pick the word pineapple and never talk about it. Every few months, ask, "Hey, what's our safe word? When do we use it?" Keep it fresh in their minds.
So true. Okay, let's quickly recap these 6 ways to teach kids about tricky people, because we covered a lot of ground today.
Sounds good. So, key takeaways. Number 1. Drop the stranger danger myth. It's confusing and statistically ineffective.
Number 2, teach them what tricky people are, adults who ask kids for help or ask them to keep secrets.
Number 3, teach bodily autonomy early. Let them know their body belongs to them and they can say no to hugs and tickles.
Number 4, identify safe adults. Look for a mom with kids or someone working at a cash register if they get lost.
Number 5, role play scenarios. Don't just lecture. Practice those what-if moments and give them permission to be loud and impolite if they feel unsafe.
And number 6, establish and practice a family safe word. Give them that secret code to use as an emergency eject button. I love this list. It shifts the dynamic from fear-based parenting to empowerment-based parenting. When we equip our kids with the right tools, they walk out into the world with confidence, not anxiety.
Perfectly said, Edna. We want our kids to be aware, not afraid.
Absolutely. Well, that is all the time we have for today's episode. We hope you found these strategies helpful and that they spark some really great conversations in your home.
Yes, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And remember, we release new episodes of the Rising Parent Podcast every Monday and Friday. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean the world to us if you could leave a 5-star review on whatever platform you're listening on. It really helps other parents find the show.
Also, as a quick reminder, we created this podcast to help families and to raise funding for our nonprofit mobile food bank, Selfless Outreach. If you found value in this episode, please consider donating to Selfless Outreach by going to selflessoutreach.org and hitting the donate button.
Every donation helps Selfless Outreach serve the underserved in our communities. We'll make sure to put the link to Selfless Outreach as well as all the book links we mentioned today right in the show notes.
Until next time, give yourself some grace, keep learning, and keep growing. We'll catch you on the next episode.
Bye, everyone.